In the shadowy corridors of espionage, a secret war was being fought. A war not of soldiers, but of spies for the most powerful weapon mankind had ever created, the atomic bomb. This is the story of how the Soviet Union, through a network of brilliant spies, infiltrated the heart of the United States' top-secret Manhattan Project and stole the secrets of nuclear devastation. The backdrop. In the 1940s, as World War II raged across the globe, the United States was racing against time. Scientists worked tirelessly on a secret project, the Manhattan Project, to build a weapon that could end the war. Unknown to them, their every step was being closely watched by Soviet spies. After all, Stalin's Soviet Union wasn't just a wartime ally, it was also a rival. The race for nuclear dominance had already begun, and Stalin would stop at nothing to close the gap. The MasterMinds. Klaus Fuchs and the Soviet spy network. The Soviet Union's success in stealing the atomic bomb wasn't the work of one man. It was a network of spies, each playing a critical role. One of the key players was Klaus Fuchs, a German physicist who had fled the Nazis and joined the Manhattan Project in the United States. While Fuchs worked on the bomb, he was secretly passing classified documents and blueprints to his Soviet handlers. Fuchs was motivated by ideology, a belief that no single country should monopolize such destructive power. But Fuchs wasn't alone. Other spies like Theodore, a brilliant physicist barely out of his teens, and David Greenglass, a machinist, worked within the Manhattan Project, providing critical intelligence to the Soviet Union. The role of the Rosenbergs. At the heart of the Soviet spy network were Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. Julius acted as a courier, ensuring the stolen secrets made their way to Moscow. Ethel, while not directly involved in espionage, supported her husband and became an accomplice. The Rosenbergs were central figures in this web of deceit. They recruited family members, including Ethel's brother, David Greenglass, to gather critical information. Greenglass worked at Los Alamos, where the atomic bomb was being developed, and smuggled key details to Julius. Soviet intelligence, led by Lavrenti Beria and the NKVD, orchestrated one of the most effective espionage campaigns in history. Spies operated through a combination of coded messages, secret handoffs, and dead drops. Information stolen by Klaus Fuchs and others was passed on to Soviet handlers, encoded into microfilm, and sent to Moscow. Stalin was receiving detailed blueprints and test data almost as soon as they were created. By the time the United States dropped the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in 1945, Stalin already had a roadmap for creating his own nuclear arsenal. The first Soviet atomic bomb, RDS-1. Armed with stolen secrets, the Soviet Union's scientists began feverishly working on their own atomic bomb. On August 29, 1949, the world witnessed the results of their efforts. RDS-1, also known as First Lightning. The bomb was an almost identical copy of the American Fat Man design, proving just how effective the espionage had been. For Stalin, it was a moment of triumph, a confirmation that the Soviet Union could rival the United States in nuclear power. But for the world, it marked the beginning of the Cold War and a terrifying nuclear arms race. The consequences of betrayal. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were arrested in 1950, tried for espionage, and executed in 1953, the first and only Americans executed for spying during peacetime. Klaus Fuchs, on the other hand, confessed to his crimes and served 9 years in prison. Despite his treachery, he later lived a quiet life in East Germany. The legacy of the Soviet spy network. The Soviet spy network's success in stealing the atomic bomb reshaped the world order. It set the stage for decades of tension, from the Cuban Missile Crisis to the arms control treaties of the 1980s. But it also serves as a cautionary tale. Today, as nations race to develop new weapons technologies, the story of Soviet spies reminds us of the dark and dangerous world of intelligence. What do you think? Were the spies heroes, villains, or something in between? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Dark Legends.